Hey, hey, hey. Good day, my people. Thank you for tuning in with Profe Gayu. And I am so happy to have you here on my channel. So, as you all know, if you've seen some of my earlier videos, I'm from the US. And in November 2021, I officially moved to the Dominican Republic full time. So, I want to go over the immigration process up to the point where I'm at right now. So right now, I am at the point I believe where I am just waiting for them to give me notification to go to the main immigration office in Santo Domingo, which is right off of the Malecon, to where I go and pick up my cedula, which is basically my ID. Or not cedula, my residency card, and that residency card I would take to go to the other government agency to get my cedula. So going back to how I first started everything, basically, I think the first move I made was back in March 2021, and right now it's March 2022. So the first move I made was I went ahead and started gathering all my documents and started getting all my documents, my birth certificate, apostille, everything else apostille that needed to get done, like my birth certificate and uh, 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 what else I get the apostille? That was it, the birth certificate. Oh yeah, the FBI background. So I got that apostille. That took about a month and a half to come back. I didn't go directly to the Department of State. I actually went through a third party agency. They took care of it, and once they got it back, they um, next day aired the copy to me through the UPS. So starting all this off, I got everything apostle March 2022, and then it was a couple of documents I was still waiting for. Um, But then also, I was waiting for the right time to actually send my documents to the embassy in DC. So once I decided, okay, now is the time because now I confirmed that November 22, I'm actually going to uh, officially move here. November 2021, I'm officially want to move here first time, full time. So when I got back from my last trip here in Santo Domingo, I would say for about maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I got back in September, and when I got back to DC in September, that's when I sent everything out. Well, I called them, and they asked me to send an email, and I sent an email, and they got me in for like the following later that week. That same week, I got back, so I got back maybe on a Monday. I got an appointment on Thursday to bring everything in. So I brought everything in that Thursday. It's like September 16th, something like that, 2021. Brought everything into the embassy. I was looking through everything. You good? You good? You got this? Good, good, good. But it was one thing that I had to actually get fixed. Was I went through a third party to get my birth certificate apostille, and even though my birth certificate is from Maryland, it was Apostle, the third party company in Kansas. It was like, no, you got to get a Maryland document Apostle in Maryland. So he said it's easy because I mean Annapolis is literally 30 minutes tops away from DC on Route 50. So he said just go out there, get it done, and come back, and then we'll get all this squared away from you. So I went out there. I'm driving to DC, Route 50, get to Annapolis. I walked in, there was nobody there. I mean, the guy was just like, well, the guy was drinking coffee. He was like, on the cell phone, was like, "Hey, come on in." And literally 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later, I was done. Yeah, the pasta and everything was done. I paid maybe like $5 or something to get a pasta. Then drove back to DC to the embassy, the DR embassy, and he looked at it, was like, "All right, you're good." Boom, boom, boom. It should be it could be 2 weeks, it could be a month, but I'll let you know when it's done. And I think maybe my next trip, I was leaving like the second week of November, and I think that maybe the last week of October, he had everything ready for me. He was like, "Come back and get your passport." Passport had a stamp in it. Boom, boom, boom. I think I paid maybe. He had to translate a couple of documents. I think I paid maybe probably less than $200 for everything, and I was good. And I had to pay in cash, so I was good. So I was done, and flew out to Santo Domingo. So originally, I had already been in talks with. I was in contact for my last trip to Santo Domingo, maybe about August. I was in contact with a guy, a lawyer here, who was going to help me through the process on the Dominican side. And I knew this guy from another YouTuber that some of you may be familiar with. He introduced me to this guy. So I already been in contact with the guy. Guy gave me his price. He said he gave me the price was I think he said 1,500. Yeah, it was 1,500 just for the Dominican side. He was going to take care of everything for me. So I was like, cool, because the Dominican side, I don't know the system. I was like, what's gonna have to do? Help me out. Cool. So when I was on my way here, I sent this guy a text to let him know, hey, I got my stamp. I'm on my way to DR. I'll be in DR in a couple of weeks. I ain't hear anything back. So when I got to DR, sent him another message. Hey, I'm ready to get the process started because they put a visa in the passport, and the visa is only good for 2 months, 60 days. So I wanted to make sure I got everything done within that 60 days. So I sent him a message when I got to DR. Didn't hear anything from him. So I'm waiting and waiting. Like this guy really didn't get back to me. So now I'm thinking, all right, now I gotta find another lawyer to help me out. So I'm looking around. I found another reputable lawyer. I went through a few lawyers. Um, some of them, the most well-known lawyer on YouTube. Uh, I had to go with her because I really enjoy her videos and everything, but she was expensive. So I was like, I'll go with someone else. So I went with someone else, and because I think that guy got frustrated with me because here it is December and my visa's about to expire, and he's working with me. He's telling me to have all this stuff, and I didn't have everything because my understanding was, because the guy at the embassy, the Dominican embassy in DC, was just like, look, all you need to do is have all the stuff you sent to me, just take care of this stuff over to immigration, and you'll be good. And I was like, all right, cool. You made it sound real easy. No, they require another list of stuff, and only some of that stuff that you got from DC, that I have from DC, actually applies to the process over here. So, and the lawyer was like frustrated, was like, you need to get this, and we don't have a lot of time, and blah, blah, blah. And then he was just like, look, basically, he didn't want to work with me because either I it was going to be too much work. I felt that he felt it was going to be too much work with me because I didn't have I didn't have all the stuff, and because of the time frame and all that. And I'm fine with that because after that, I was like, well, my lady was like, we just do it yourself. You don't need a lawyer. You just do it yourself, and you save money that way. Because the dude was only charging me $1,000 bucks. And I said only because he was the cheapest out of all of them, but still reputable based on what I read about him and his firm on the internet. But hey, I'm glad I was able to save my $1,000 because I went through the process myself. So I got the list. I went to immigration, got the list of what they asked for. I made sure I got everything. I went to the Dominican public office to get a Dominican police background check. I took 5 days. It's same day for Dominican citizens, but 5 days for foreigners. So it took 5 days for me to get that, and I actually had to pay the tax, the fee at Banco de Reservas. Banco de Reservas always has a long line. So anytime you got to pay a tax at Banco de Reservas, I highly recommend you get there early. So if they open up at 7 o'clock, be there at 7 o'clock, so you're one of the first ones in there, because Banco de Reservas always, always has a long line. Always, always. So get there early to make sure you pay that tax. I got there. The one I went to opened at 8 o'clock. I was there in line. Maybe I got there like 8:05, and they had just opened the doors when I got there. So I was probably number 15. Meaning like there was a line of like 20 of us, and I was like number 15 in an office, and they had all the the tellers available, like all the slots available. So he just went in there and boom, 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 boom. And went through everyone really quick. And to pay my tax was about, I think I paid like 600 pesos, which is like maybe $10, a little more than $10. Pay the tax, and I got that. And I had to get a couple of other things. Um, oh yeah, so because I didn't do the a lot of you do the investment visa. I didn't do the investment visa. I did the family reunification visa, which is basically a faster way to get citizenship. But also with that, they only give you a temporary, that's a temporary visa or temporary residency, excuse me. So I went through that route. So therefore, with that route, I had to show uh, give a bank statement. I have a Dominican bank statement, and initially the document I got, because when I first got there from immigration, they gave me one document, but later down the line, they gave me another document with different information. So it shows you how sometimes it's not always consistent across the board. So um, the bank statement, basically the one document I got basically said they need to show a bank statement, and initially only had my U.S. bank statements in the packet. And they were like, no, you need to upload Dominican bank statements. So I uploaded a Dominican bank statement, and then they were like, no, you need to upload Dominican bank statement with and this is me actually going to the immigration office, because online they didn't give you that information. They just had like this like plain message, and I didn't know what it meant, because every time I upload something, I get the same message saying you need to do this, do this, do this, but it's not specific. It was only saying like you need to upload bank statement, but I'm like, I did upload bank statement, but it just says upload bank statement. It didn't say Dominican bank statement or how much you need to have in your account, nothing like that. So then I went there to say upload Dominican bank statement. I did that, got the same message. Went back to the immigration. They said, you need to upload a Dominican bank statement with 200,000 pesos in your account. Did that, still got the same message. Went back to immigration and said, no, you need to upload a Dominican bank account with 300,000 pesos. And then she gave me the form, and it said on there 300,000 pesos. And I'm looking at this other form, like this other form doesn't have that information in there. It just said, I think the other form just said bank statement, right? So I'll go with the 300,000, put 300,000 in the account, got a certificate, and then and after that, they were like, you got to have the bank statement certified. So I'm thinking, certified, what does that mean? So instead of me going out to back to immigration. I'm tired of going back to immigration because it takes. I live in Santo Domingo Norte, and it just when you gotta work, I gotta work and stuff because I work online. It just takes some time to get there, and I gotta take off from work. So I just got tired of that. So I reached out to someone else. What does it mean to certify? Because for me, based on my experience here and other people as well, certifying a bank statement means the bank puts its seal, its stamp and seal, and it gets signed. And look, that's the bank certifying its own statement, right? No, they actually got to have a separate letter that says this is so and so from the bank, and I certify that this statement is correct. Then I had to add that in there, and after I added that in there, I was good. I sealed the deal right there. They finally accepted my packet. They gave me, and I got a notification they accepted my packet. And then the next day, like 2 days later, I got a cita, an appointment to go to immigration. And that appointment was like the following week. So I get there, um, and of course I'm there, I'm waiting for them to hear my name. And I go and check back in. Hey, I know you put my name on the list, but you got to my name yet? The lady looked at the list. She's like, no, we haven't got to you yet. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm waiting. So I'm just waiting. There's lots of people, and there's not moving around. So my appointment was at 2:15, and here it is, almost 5 o'clock, and I'm still waiting. And I go back to the lady. I'm like, I'm waiting for my name. I didn't hear my name. And she was like, other lady said, "Well, they call your name." I'm like, "No, I'm sitting right here. I'm like the front row, waiting for you, waiting to hear my name. I didn't hear my name." And maybe I think what happened was they crossed my name off the list without like saying it. Like they had a list and they said the name and they crossed it off. They crossed it off. And they crossed off the name on my list without saying it. I'm telling them, look, you didn't call my name. I know my name. Anything remotely near my name, I would have heard it. So after all that, they took care of me, went through my documents, boom, boom, boom. The lady I was with, she had an attitude, like I took a poop of her food, something like a real big attitude. Well, and I saw the way she was talking to some of these other like people, foreigners, man, was like, man, I shouldn't talk to me like that. So I ain't in the mood for it. So she was, didn't wasn't the nicest, but I was like trying to say, hey, how you doing today? Trying to be nice, put in some positive energy. And she was like, oh, I'm doing okay. I said, well, you? I said, yeah. Yes, I said this immigration process is a fight, it's una lucha. And she was like, oh, if you got everything together, it wouldn't be a lucha. I'm like, this lady tough. So yeah, so she went through all my documents. I was good. Got the stamp for approval. Paid my tax. But I already paid my tax online, which was $25,000. I didn't know what that was. I thought that was just like the application process for the temporary residency, but it was that plus that difference in time when my visa expired in December to that point in the beginning of February or mid-February, whenever that was. So that little time I had to pay that tax. So that tax was the residency visa plus that, from what I understand. The issue is when I was leaving DR, because after that day after that, I left DR because I had to come back to the States. And that during that entire time, I didn't leave DR because I didn't want any issues with the residency process. But after that, I was able to leave. So I went to the US. And as I was leaving out the airport the following day, immigration, they were like, hold on, your stamp. Like, you passed your visa. And I'm like, yeah, because I just got, and I showed them like the packet, the certification document that I got from immigration saying that my packet's been submitted. So I'm just waiting to hear that it's been approved, so I can go pick up my residency card and all that. She was like, yeah, but I don't know what this 25,000 pesos that you pay. I don't know if it's part of this visa overstay or not. I said, well, it doesn't say, but I assume it is because it's pretty high. It was higher than I thought it would have been for the application, but they weren't specific on the sheet that I presented. So then it took me about 30 minutes for them to go back and forth, and then they said, yeah, you're good to go. That I was included, so I was going, right? So that was the whole immigration process. Oh yeah, so after I left the immigration when I had my little sheet after I was with the lady, I had to go over to do medical, and that was over there in Gasquet. It's called Centro Medico San Lucas. So I had to go there, long line. Needless to say, I was done with everything probably about between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. I was the second to last person over there. And right now, I'm just waiting to hear back from immigration to pick up my residency card so I can go get my cellular. And here in DR, a lot of doors open up with the cellular. A lot of doors are closed when you just have your passport and you're just considered a tourist. You know. So yeah, so that's my whole immigration experience with the residency process here in DR from beginning to where I'm at now. I know I was all over the place with everything, but if any of you have any questions about the process that I've gone through up to this point, I'd be happy to share, guide. Quite a few folks have already reached out to me. They'll let you know that I'm happy to share, man. Like, no issues with that. Because I want folks, even though I didn't say the process I gone through was horrible or anything like that. If I can make it easier for someone else, I would do that. And some folks, look, I speak Spanish, so it may have been easier for me to go through the process because I speak Spanish, and someone who doesn't speak a lick of Spanish would have a more difficult time and would probably think that, hey, if I were to drop $2,000, $3,000 for a lawyer who does everything for me, I'd rather do that. And I understand it if you got it, but if you can save yourself some money, the average Dominican would do whatever they need to do to save themselves some money. You know, they wouldn't do all that; they would just do it themselves. And I did that, and to this point, I'm good. So hey, if you like my content, you like my channel, you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe. Please share my video with your family and friends. Share my channel with your family and friends. And any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to write them, and I'll definitely respond to everything. All right, peace.